Hello, guys and gals, and welcome. So I'm pretty excited today to announce something for you all. That there is a editor for Diablo 2 Resurrected now. So in the past, I have shown you guys my awesome item pack. If you guys haven't seen my item pack, I have it up for download. It literally has like every single item in the game in it. And you're more than welcome to utilize my item pack to create and test characters in single player. However, Hero Editor, which is the program that my item pack utilizes, is limited to Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction. So there was always a workaround. You had to edit your characters in Lord of Destruction, put the items in them as you wanted, then load that file into Diablo 2 Resurrected, which would then convert it to Diablo 2 Resurrected, but you weren't able to actually edit them afterwards. So this was an issue. However, recently there has been a person who has been able to unlock the ability to edit files. And now, thanks to his name is Prowner, Prowner1, they have created this very awesome Diablo 2 Resurrected Hero Editor. It is on d2runewizard.com. As you can see right up here at the top, d2runewizard.com. I can't highlight it for some reason. And if you go to the tools, you will find the editor right here, the new hero editor for D2R. And in here, you can, of course, load your actual characters. So if I wanted to choose a file, I could go directly to my specific file. So for instance, I have a shortcut right inside my C drive right here, which is Diablo 2. And I'm going to pull up, let's say, GGM Cactus, which is one of my characters. And we're going to load him in. So GGM Cactus is a Diablo 2 resurrected character. And this allows me to edit him in this program. So let's say I wanted to add in a new pair of gloves. But let's say, for instance, they didn't have the gloves that I wanted to add in. Well, look at here. Not enough items? Check out Ginger Gaming Mentor's item pack and upload the files you want to use. So you can still download my item pack. You can go to choose file. And of course, you can open up my item pack, which if I don't know, it's not up on the screen for you guys to see. But for instance, if I wanted to go into my item pack and download a specific item that he doesn't necessarily have on his pack, I could go into my item pack, go to say gloves, let's say unique gloves, or maybe, you know what, let's do something a little bit more specific. Let's do crafted gloves, because I have crafted blood gloves. And we're going to pull up some crafted blood gloves, and it doesn't really matter which ones. Let's just throw some gloves in here, some pain grips, and add those in. Let me see, it might not let me add them directly into his glove slot. Let's try putting them in here. There we go. It's probably because he can't use them. And then I can have him equipped with these particular gloves. So now any item that was inside my pack, I can then load onto my boy here and figure it out. And of course, you have the larger stash, which is definitely very nice. Your cube is over here, which you can do things with. He has all of his charms and everything. And there is some items built into the pack. So if you take a look into the item pack, he does have some items already in here. But if you want a more complete pack, of course, I have my item pack, which literally has everything in it. I don't think there's anything in there that's not already inside the system. On top of that, I also have, things like ethereal items and so forth and so on that may or may not be already available. Of course, I'm assuming that you can do modifiers on these, like for instance, he's using the steel carapace. I could, of course, add, like an ethereal tag to it. I could say that it's socketed or not socketed. I could, obviously turn it identified and not identified. I mean, there's a bunch of different things here. He even has the ability to edit the individual effects on them or add attributes just like Hero Editor would. So if you want to go with a, vanilla character, you can obviously go with a vanilla character. Or if you wanted to just like cheat to your heart's content and say, oh, well, here we go. Let me just edit in, like 500% enhanced defense on that. Why not? And we're going to throw in, like 600% mana regeneration and so forth and so on, and you could just cheat and throw in, like that's why, why not? Let's throw in like freaking 6 sockets on there. Yeah, here we go. And and save that. And now we've got a ridiculous item, right? So let's see how we would actually load this character into the game once we've, cheated him in. Let's see. So he's ladder expansion. Has he died or not? We've got all our waypoints here, of course, which I've already activated in the old hero editor. All his quests are already done, which I already activated in the old hero editor. Of course, you can go through here and you can check individual each ones. Let's take a look and save the file. So let's pull him back into his program here. So here, bink. All right, so I'm gonna overwrite him over the original, and then we're gonna pull up the game and we're gonna see if whether it worked or not. Now, granted, some things that you try to do inside of editor programs are not going to work. Even back with the original hero editor, if you were to pull up a hero editor and do things that was not allowed within the game, when you load the game would be like, hey, like you can't do that. Sometimes it would delete the item out of your character's inventory slot. Sometimes it would just simply not do what you asked. There's a whole lot of different things. So, like for instance, if I put 6 sockets on this armor and 6 sockets isn't capable, then there's a very good chance that the armor could just simply not be in my inventory. Or, like in this particular case, you can clearly see that the armor has the 500% enhanced defense that I added. It does not have 6 sockets, however, because armor is only capable of 4, so it capped out at 4 sockets. And the regeneration of mana didn't go to 600%, it only is 88%, which is the highest available value. So things like that, when you try and edit like incorrect values into the game is going to like cap them at their highest rated values. So it's interesting to consider that. This particular character was just a silly character that I made for testing out thorns. But as you can clearly see, the hero editor does indeed work. So if you guys and gals out there would like to check out the new hero, if you want to check out the editor, it is available right now. I'm not exactly sure if there's any bugs in it right now, but I would assume that he's going to be working on it. It is rather unfortunate, though, that it is an online editor, and the reason why I say it's unfortunate is because a lot of people that play offline, would like to have something like this on their computer that they could take with them and not necessarily need to connect to the internet, because obviously you don't need to connect to the internet to play offline Diablo anyway. So, being kind of like pigeonholed into an online service like this isn't exactly like the absolute best scenario. But there is a certain benefit to this as well. So let me go ahead and say that also. The benefit to this is, of course, that, well, you have access to a editor which is going to be constantly up to date. Like if I downloaded a program and, the game had a couple patches, the program might be out of date and it might not work anymore. Whereas this particular program, I'm assuming, will be constantly updated by, I can't remember his name, by Proner, I think that's how you pronounce it, and it will be on this website. So hopefully this version will always be up to date with the newest possible rule sets and changes in the save files, so that you won't have to necessarily worry about having an out-of-date program, for your editor. And for those of you who play primarily offline and would like to edit in items every now and then, or change their characters, or even maybe revive a hardcore character that has died, it looks like now you have the ability to. So if you go into the general here, obviously you have the hardcore tab, so you can obviously turn on and off hardcore. You can also toggle whether the character has died or not, which is absolutely great for those scenarios where your character died for no reason. I'm not sure if you guys have ever had this happen before, but like, say you're running along on your hardcore character, your power goes out or something, and then when your power comes back on, your character's dead. Or, like something else happens, like maybe, like your son spills Kool-Aid on your keyboard, and while you're trying to figure out what the hell's going on, your character's dead. There's hundreds of reasons why your character could potentially die, which are completely outside of the realm of, like, hey, I screwed up, and more along the lines of like, hey, this is stupid. Like, why am I going to let my character be dead when I had absolutely no control over his actions at that particular point? So if you want to bring your hardcore character back to life, you can be the judge, jury, and executioner in those situations. Now, of course, if you died legitimately and you're bringing your character back to life, then at that point you're cheating. right? This comes down to really like what is it called? Like the honor system. That's what it is, the honor system. So, if you're using this to bring your hardcore characters back to life, you are using the honor system, and you're basically, you have yourself to answer to. Like, did I bring my hardcore character back legitimately? Or we can turn that around on its head, and we can say, did my hardcore character die legitimately? That's a better way of stating it. And if he did not die legitimately, if there was something, hinky, to use a Scooby-Doo term, in the way that he died, which would make his death kind of illegitimate, then there's a chance that maybe you could bring him back. But if it's something that you screwed up, if you just walked into the wrong room, or like you didn't pay attention to what you were doing, or you got amp damaged and you walked into a bunch of monsters, like if it was your fault, then there's no legitimate reason to bring it back other than you just want to cheat. So, keep that in mind as well. Anyway, as always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos, and if you're interested in this hero editor, it is d2runewizard.com, and I will have the link to the hero editor in the description of the video for you all, as well as my item pack if you want to use that while you are editing your characters. As always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos, and keep watching.